It's a great pleasure to be here, and it's an honor to be with you today. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests and colleagues, I would like to start by thanking His Highness General Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, whose patronage of this conference has created a truly world-class event. I would also like to thank His Highness Sheikh Mansour bin Zayed Al Nahyan, whose support of our company has been critical to its success to date. I would like to recognize Homed El Shamari, who I had the pleasure to eat with last night at that wonderful dinner, for his leadership at Global Aerospace, as well as the whole team and leadership of Mubadala for their efforts. Finally, I would like to recognize the leadership of Abar Investments, our partners here in Abu Dhabi. In particular, Abar's chairman, Khadem Abdullah Al-Kubaisi, and Mohammed Al-Husseini, Abar's chief executive officer. Now, before I begin, I always find that it's useful to show versus telling. And so what I'd like to do is to show a very short 3-minute video from my boss, Sir Richard Branson, that shows the vehicles that we're currently building in California. So if we could please roll that video.
I'd seen the moon landing as a young boy, and I just thought, you know, one day I'm going to do that. But years by year went by, and NASA didn't seem to be that interested in getting you or me into space. And so in about 1990, I suddenly thought, Virgin Galactic sounds like a good name. And so having registered the name Virgin Galactic, I had to do something about it. I think it would be very sad for anybody not to want to go to space. I mean, if you're inquisitive about life and inquisitive about the world around us, most of what's around us is space. Just, you know, to be able to look back at our fragile Earth from space and see the beauty of it is something that I'm sure that every single one of us would love to do if we had the opportunity.
Now, I've been encouraged to start this morning with a question, and so I understand that there are some manner of controls, and so I don't know if we can get that question up on the screen here. If safety and money were no object, would you be interested in going into space? I think you have controls, and we can sort of get a sense of this audience right here. So I don't know how long this takes, but okay. This is my kind of audience here. Very good. So we have 91% of you would like to go to space. It's terrific. I'll be taking reservations after my talk here. Ladies and gentlemen, we live in exciting times. We are now entering a historic new period in space and spaceflight. In many ways, it is the dawn of a new space age. Just as the Apollo program and the moon landings heralded the first space age, and the ensuing 30 years of the Space Shuttle program signified the second, we are now entering a period in which commercial space activities will be ascendant for both crewed and robotic missions. Small teams are now able to carry off space missions long thought to be the province of large national agencies. Entrepreneurs, both in small organizations and in large, will be able to take advantage of these conditions to build innovations unprecedented in low cost and high capability. There is now an active debate in the United States about these trends, and I believe that the shifts underway in US space policy and industry are a sign of things to come for the rest of the world. Countries and organizations that recognize and act on this shift will prosper over the coming years, both because they will be able to accomplish more activities of benefit to their citizens at lower costs, and also because they will be well positioned to capitalize on the returns, both economic and social. Our company, Virgin Galactic, is a prime example of those trends. Based on the successful design of Spaceship One, the history-making vehicle built by Scaled Composites that won the X Prize in 2004, we were founded by Sir Richard Branson with the goal to become the world's first commercial spaceline. We are now well on the way to achieving that ambitious goal. Using Spaceship One as a guide, we have now developed Spaceship Two, which you saw in the video, a larger vehicle, and its carrier aircraft, the White Knight II, which are now substantially through their development program. Our aspiration is no less than to revolutionize spaceflight, opening it to thousands of people and dozens of new applications over the coming years by reducing cost, increasing safety, and decreasing the environmental impact. Now, the vehicles you watched in the video hold 6 passengers and 2 pilots. They are completely made of composite materials, and I hope you agree that the engineers have constructed 2 beautiful vehicles. As they like to say, if it looks right, it usually flies right. A few weeks ago, we announced our 500th customer deposit, which at $200,000 per ticket signifies the milestone of over $100 million in future business. That particular business segment is just one piece of the overall commercial space market, worth tens of billions overall, throughout which we intend to vigorously compete. We recently signed our first contracts with several research customers, including NASA, and we'll have more to say later this year about other business expansions. We've also established a joint venture to build additional vehicle sets, and I'm pleased to say that we have just completed the parts for our second spaceship cabin. Finally, we're excited to be moving into the concluding phases of the construction of a facility called Spaceport America, a purpose-built commercial space operations center in the state of New Mexico, in the southwestern United States. Several years ago, the government of New Mexico recognized the potential of commercial space to be both an economic and educational driver for its citizens, and invested nearly $200 million in a facility that is both beautiful, efficient, and environmentally friendly. In the video you saw, a few shots of the vehicle pair flying over that spaceport. It should be completed in about a year, and we look forward to starting commercial operations there a few months after that. Now, in 2009, Virgin Galactic and Abar Investments announced a partnership that was ambitious in its vision and scope. The significant investment that followed was a symbolic of Abu Dhabi's effort to strengthen its investments in the aerospace sector, as well as a sign of the strong returns that commercial space offers. Today, we are pleased to announce an important next step in that partnership. Under the 2009 deal, the two companies agreed that Abu Dhabi would gain exclusive regional rights subject to the receipt of regulatory clearances to host Virgin Galactic tourism and scientific research space flights. Today, we are pleased to announce the appointment of an experienced aerospace professional to take on the role of Chief Advisor for Spaceport Abu Dhabi. That individual is Steve Landine, and Steve, I think, is here today, so if I could just have Steve wave and rise, that would be great. Thanks, Steve. In his new role, Landine will be responsible for developing a roadmap for the proposed construction of a spaceport in Abu Dhabi, starting from financial, strategic, and organizational business planning, and then, if the requisite regulatory approvals are obtained, moving through to spaceport construction management. Landine will ensure that Spaceport Abu Dhabi meets the objectives of its investors and complies with all applicable laws and regulations. Steve has the credentials to take this on. Between 2007 and 2010, he was the executive director of Spaceport America in New Mexico and oversaw the development of that facility, working with government, local citizens, and contractors to efficiently build the world's first commercial spaceport. Landine's appointment is an important step towards bringing the vision of spaceflight from Abu Dhabi to fruition, underscoring Abu Dhabi's commitment to being an international destination of choice and a regional leader in tourism, advanced science, technology, and higher education. There is much to do and many decisions to be made. There are also many exciting ideas. The facility could become the hub of a space and science center with activities for vacationing families as well as for regional students. There may be links to local university programs, perhaps even to integrate actual spaceflight experiences with university degree programs. With Steve's guidance, we look forward to engaging in this discussion with appropriate stakeholders to see what is right for this facility. One of the first tasks for this initiative will be to engage on the regulatory requirements and then to begin to consider suitable potential locations. My colleague and partner, Mohammed Al-Husseini, put it well when he said, "We are pleased that someone with Steve's exceptional experience in aerospace and spaceport development has agreed to spearhead this exciting and important vision for the project. We are at the dawn of a new era in commercial space and are perfectly positioned with the world's first space line to ensure that we are prime beneficiary of the opportunities that will follow. This will become a regional hub for space tourism as well as space-based science research and education. We look forward to working closely with Steve as he helps to realize that dream." Now, I'd like to conclude with a final announcement, if I could. Space has always inspired young people to study science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. In fact, some people ascribe the tremendous technology growth in the United States over the past 2 decades to a generation of children inspired by the Apollo Moon program growing up to be technology entrepreneurs. Just as the Apollo program motivated millions of students to work harder in school and to tackle tough problems when they graduated, so the next generation of commercial space companies is motivating a new generation of students to do the same, and we want to do our part. Just as we have done at Spaceport America in New Mexico, we hope to leverage our business to inspire local students in Abu Dhabi. So today, we are also announcing a partnership with Zayed University to establish an internship program encouraging the next generation. With ABAR, we share a commitment to higher education with the city of Abu Dhabi. As Virgin Galactic extends its global footprint, we intend to support the communities in which we are involved and are eager for this intern program to become fully established. This summer, the program's first student, who I understand will be a young woman, will work at Virgin Galactic's London office with its global brand team. The appointment of a chief advisor for Spaceport Abu Dhabi comes at a particularly exciting time for our company and our industry. It also reinforces the strategic partnership we enjoy with ABAR. Virgin Galactic has a beautiful home at Spaceport America in New Mexico, due in no small part to Steve's leadership during a crucial phase in its development. We are delighted that Steve is now bringing that learning and experience to bear on Spaceport Abu Dhabi, and look forward to the day when Virgin Galactic spaceships can be seen above this vibrant and forward-looking city, and perhaps, one day, to see a future generation of our spaceships fly from here in Abu Dhabi to New Mexico in no more than an hour. The first city pair of a future in which the globe is once more brought closer together for the benefit of us all. Thank you very much.